I was recently given the honor of being nominated to the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe on behalf of the Dáil Technical Group and independent senators. And so while attending the Assembly session in Strasbourg last week, I also had the opportunity to chair a Legal Affairs Committee in Brussels too. Ireland's leadership and presence in Europe is critical, of course, for our presidency of the European Union. And having just returned from this context, I want to raise a matter for debate, which is related, I think, to the priorities for the presidency. During the statements on this year's budget, I raised concerns in relation to Ireland's corporate tax rate and its impact on developing countries, as well as its impact on our own public services. There's a significant difference between the nominal rate of 12.5% and the effective rate that multinational corporations operating in Ireland actually pay. Due to the various tax breaks that are available to the multinationals, the effective tax rate for many corporations, according to some sources, is 5 or 6%. Now, I know members are aware that Minister Richard Bruton recently responded to this, saying that the effective rate is as high as 11.9%. So obviously there's some debate going on in terms of the research. But locating a subsidiary in Ireland is for many multinationals a crucial part of their tax avoidance or, better language, tax minimization schemes. But developing countries lose more to tax avoidance by multinationals than they receive in aid, with Christian aid putting the figure as high as $160 billion per year. Our own public services are also affected, with SMEs contributing to the maintenance of the public services that sustain their businesses, while multinationals avail of competitive advantages such as tax breaks and simply free load off these services. Such practices have recently come under scrutiny in France, as members are aware, at parliamentary hearings in the UK. But one of the things to emerge from the hearings is that compliance with standards as laid down by the law and the EEC can result in unethical practices and unfair outcomes, as Minister Joe Costello recently admitted. And in the minister's view, the issue should be dealt with through Brussels. So that comes to then my question for the leader. The program for Ireland's presidency acknowledges that the EU provides more than half of global development assistance. The program also states, our program for our priorities says that that we want to ensure that the EU's financial assistance to developing countries is as effective as possible. So I'd like to ask the leader to invite Minister Joe Costello into the House to debate the effectiveness of our development aid in light of our corporate tax rate.